Hello, buddy. My name is Jacob, and welcome to the Uplifting Gamer Podcast. And we are joined by Braden, Dylan, and Ian. Boys.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
And that was awesome.
That was pretty good. I ain't gonna cap.
So, for those of you that are obviously, if you didn't read the title of the damn episode of the podcast, we are talking about Act 1 of Arcane Season 2. And they held back in zero ways. This is going to get fun, and it's going to get fun fast. And I want to point out, before we even continue, I was right. Ambessa's pulling the strings. She's the villain. I called it from the start.
Mm-hmm.
I am proud of that. I finally got something right. It's a miracle. Okay, but let's get on the list. I give this a 9.5 out of 10 with the first out of each episode. I think the second episode was the strongest.
Should we go episode by episode, though?
Yeah, let's start with episode 1.
Okay.
Let's start with the grading. Let's start at 10. Like, not 5 stars, so it's going to do 1 out of 10. I think that's easily a 9.5. It establishes the tone fast. Within the first 5 minutes, you're, at least, I don't know about you guys, I cried a bit when it came to the funeral. I don't know about
I
you.
don't cry at shows.
It just, I didn't expect them,
You're a man for that.
Especially anime shows, they don't get me emotional.
I didn't expect them to hit.
Not real, you know?
It was weird that they had Caitlin's mom die and also Melrock die, which is weird. It looks like they're teasing it, but we're gonna get down.
Yeah, but I think there's a reason that she only died though.
Well, no, for the other people.
Why is that?
I think the whatever her black chick, whatever his name is, I think she like wanted that to happen.
I do too, yeah.
I think
Because she died, there was like a power vacuum, and she like went up the ranks pretty quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient that she can hop up that rank. She went
You know?
from visitor to counselor in an extremely fast rate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I want to point out too. Ambessa is not a stranger to war. She saw war brewing from a mile away, and just like a shark in the water when it smells blood, she came for it. And I didn't think I'd use the water reference, but damn, I'm pretty proud of that one. But nonetheless, we finally get a chance to see the aftermath of the rocket. Everybody. The poor dude, what was the guy that had the gears with his name?
Loki, he's cosplaying Stephen Hawking.
Dude, he was
Bro, missed
suffering.
Halloween for that.
Dude, he
You
had to
guys-
suffer. Did you see him? He was walking around like he was like holding his neck. Like
Yep.
he was trying to survive, but he ended up dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably trying to make sure his penis still works.
Okay, keep it PG.
My bad.
We'll go PG-14 because that's what the show is rated. So let's keep at the PG-14 level.
Sure, I'm 15. Please help.
God help.
He's lying, guys. Don't worry about that.
So moving on.
I'm actually
So-
15.
Vegeta, bro.
So yeah, Ambessa moves up the ranks very fast. So we can already tell that she is going to be a major player. And it was obviously very obvious in the trailers that Ambessa was going to be a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see Echo in the first episode, I believe, right?
Yeah, or Victor.
Well, we did.
Well, kinda. They carried his body, but not really.
Like, kind of.
Yeah, we saw him for like a couple minutes. I'm curious to see who's going to get the most screen time. But, yeah, the first episode was, I think, that goes to show that Ambessa she's playing both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she handed it to the Chem Baron, here's revenge for your son. And then she turned on the Chem Baron. She is playing both sides. She is playing to win. She sees Piltover and That's her territory now. And we're going to get into that further when we get to the episode 3. But, yeah, Mbessa, I said this on the last episode we did it before the show came out, that she is going to be the secret villain that is going to be uncovered. And that's,
I think it's gonna be Warwick.
Yeah, well, Warwick.
I think,
Warwick.
now you got to carry me out in the whole Mbessa Warwick situation. I feel like
What
Warwick,
if he murders her? W.
then I will be, I'll tell you what, if Mbessa
Chris
cannot
does
fight
win
off
the team.
Warwick, and Warwick does win that fight, I will retract my statement.
That'd be crazy.
I need that like Brendan needs food.
I will put that in.
I'm pretty
You
hungry,
heard it
bro.
here, folks. Right here now. I will admit
Saying that
it.
about a miner's crazy, by the way.
Shut up, bro.
Dude, you're making this. Don't make me edit a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, dude.
We're 6 minutes in and we're already losing track of this. But okay. So we're moving on and we get to the memorial. And it is off the bat, something's at least off, you know? You have the usual, oh, everybody has an invitation, but then someone has the hat.
He has a neck tat.
Yeah, and it's just, okay. But first off, I thought Jace died. The second he took that chainsaw to the back, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, he's dead. And that was, but the memorial becomes a massacre. And that makes me wonder if that's going to be a plot point going forward. Because they brought it up later on, I think it was the last episode, right? They brought up Memorial becoming a massacre.
Yeah, the last one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So something tells me that that's going to be a big plot point moving on. And Caitlyn gets handed the Kiraman key. We're going to find, I think, the Kiraman key, in my opinion, is going to be the biggest thing in this entire season. Because we find out that apparently Cassandra Kiraman proposed a clean oxygen initiative for the Undercity, and the council ignored it.
Awesome.
So that's interesting, and I feel like that's what's going to drive Caitlyn to the edge here. And I think once Mbessa sees this key, she's going to
I
be
heard somebody giggle. What was that for?
huh?
I think I heard somebody giggle about something. I don't know what it was.
What?
Snicker. Nothing. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
It's probably Dylan laughing. Dylan laughs about everything.
Dylan, chill, bro.
I thought I heard a snicker or something. You know, something like that.
You sure it's
That's
not you?
weird.
It might be by your place. I don't know. But
Don't know.
Ian, I want to get your opinions on the Kiraman key. Do you think that's a big plot point going forward?
Yeah, well, in the third episode, like right at the very beginning is when they showed like the whole thing. So there's probably, and then they showed like in the floor, there's like a whole bunch of different tapes.
There's a lot of files. Yeah, there's a lot of it.
So they'll probably bring up a few more later on. I'd assume so.
I would assume the Kiraman
Our
keys.
Gooner stash.
But yeah, I want to get everybody's thoughts on the Kiraman key because you could tell the second that she got handed this.
Yeah, but, like, here's the thing though. If they have a war, right, and everyone's dead, what's the point of doing this whole like clean air thingy if everyone's just dead?
Well, she proposed
Oh
this
my
while she was alive.
God.
So
Yeah, that was like pre everything.
Yeah, but like they have this war, right?
Mhm.
And they kill each other, right? And there's no one left. What's the point of clean air at that point?
well, from what I deduced from it is that
True.
this is the way I looked at it. Cassandra probably proposed this before Vander's rebellion. That's the way I look at it. So this was probably pre-season 1. So this might have been her first proposal.
Mhm.
And you see Caitlyn even say, no, this is too much power for me. I can't have this. And sure enough, it is too much power for her. We find out very quickly that it is a little bit too much power. Because she has everything. Everything her mother knew, and then some. Which is dangerous. Because now, if Caitlyn's going to be pulled by Mbessa, Ambessa has everything. Caitlyn's screwed, in my opinion. Was not the biggest character in season 1. I think what we saw in Act 1, Episode 1, is that we saw Caitlyn being set up to be not the main character, but the one that we need to be focused on the most, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the one that's like, hey, this isn't the character that you should be focusing on, but she's going to have a lot of lore surrounding her. You know, does that make sense? Not the main character, but kind of also is.
That makes sense, yeah.
Now, Dylan, I want to get your thoughts on the Kierman Key, if I didn't already ask.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Do you think that's going to be a big plot point going forward?
Yeah, if everyone survives.
Now, that's a good point. 'Cause this is the war, you said. So what's the point?
Yeah,
of
like, if they kill all the Undercity people, like, they're not going to care about it.
Well, I thought they said in the episode... I'm just going to screw it. We're going to jump around from episode to episode from now on, because the Kierman Key is a pretty big thing in Act 1. So this is... From now on, we say screw it. We'll talk about Act 1 in a whole.
Okay.
So, in episode 3, we find out that it was all the vents. She had the vents going, and Vi says to Caitlyn, we're using the gray in the vents to put people in their homes. So, I don't think they're killing people. From what I deduce is like Vi saying, yes, we're putting them in their homes, but how long are they going to stay there? That's kind of what I figured out, you know? But, what's your guys' thoughts on that? It's like, do you think it's like, Caitlyn's using this as a temporary solution?
But if the ops pull up and they got guns trying to kill you, you're not going to, like, kill them back. It's kill or be killed in war.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And, speaking of poor killing, Smeech, man. That Chem Baron, can we just point out Jinx's arm for Savika was without a doubt the highlight of Act 1 for me.
That was actually dope.
The whole
that
slot machine.
Sick, bro.
Wait, Dylan, did you say you didn't care for it? Or did you do?
Yeah, Victor better.
That was awesome.
Mr. Orman, that's my goat.
And they started playing a remix of Get Jinxed. Oh my god, that was great. I don't know what made me laugh about it. I just think it was because it's not in the soundtrack. I was looking through the soundtrack earlier, and Get Jinxed wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there is something called Track 10, so that could be a Get Jinxed remixed.
Probably.
So maybe they just wanted to avoid spoilers and everything. If so, good on them. You know, they hit it well. But, yeah, I think the way I look at it with the final battle between Vi and Caitlyn, well, first off, now we know why Jinx has only that metal arm, the prosthetic arm.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlyn shoots it off.
Yep.
And the worst part is, Vi can't blame her. She gave Caitlyn the go-ahead to say, hey, if you have the angle, you can take the shot. So, Caitlyn is also in the right and wrong in this scenario here. Because, Judgment Call, you have a kid that Powder's trying to protect. And notice I said Powder there. Because the second she saw Savika pull the trigger, there was a difference between the change. It wasn't the manic voice that we saw Jinx use throughout the entire series. It was a lighter tone. That kind of, I care about people. Like, a bit of Powder caught through, you know? Did anybody catch that, or is it just me?
I was focused on my own powder right now. Sorry.
But yeah, like, that's what I thought. Like, she says, and I'm gonna say it, Powder says, wait, that's not how this is supposed to go. So something tells me she 100% didn't account for the kid. Which, I mean, I was hoping, part of it was like, Powder tell the kid to put down the gun. And that's what's going to make Caitlyn go crazy, because she sees, oh, there's powder, there's Jinx, she doesn't know what to do. And that's when she goes on her little shooting spree. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. It sucks. I think that would have been a cool scene, but I like the scene that we still got either way.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of nailed the sister fight. They didn't need to have it be some extravagant, like with explosions left and right. They needed to show that these sisters are now at the point where they can either fight to the death, which they almost did, or someone's going to have to intervene. And I think we all said someone was going to intervene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all thought it was Warwick, but it turns out it was going to be Caitlyn.
Yeah, I thought Warwick was definitely going to show up, but
Because
I guess they're just saving him.
And they slowly built them, which I kind of... Don't get me wrong, I love a slow build. I do. But you cannot tell me that Warwick is ready, and we're going to see him in Act 2, and now I got to wait a week for that?
Jacob, I think about it like this way: a slow build-up leads to a better climax.
True, honestly. I think with Warwick, like, they showed him at the end of every episode, right?
Yeah, they just showed...
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
They
So
showed
they're definitely
Cinder's
building it up.
process.
I wonder... I know we watched the season 2 or the act 2
Preview.
preview, and I know for that Warwick does show up. I wonder if the fight's going to happen then, or they'll just delay it to act 3.
So
Yeah,
what...
it's gonna be like episode 9.
In League of Legends lore, what happens is the way Warwick can only fully be transformed is... This is actually true. This is what the creator said. So... Don't blame me. Don't blame the messenger. Only way Warwick can actually be fully... What's the way of saying it? Transformed, or whatever. I think, let's say
Alive.
transformed. Alive. Only way Warwick can be fully alive and live in color is if somebody kills him. What's the last shot we see in the preview?
Vi.
He's getting drained.
We see Vi facing off with Warwick. So here's what's going to happen, I think. I think Vi does beat Warwick, but it's going to go through that cycle of she's going to see who she just killed. She's going to see Vander, and that's going to... I don't know if that's going to... You think that's going to shock her?
Yes.
I think it's going to shock her.
I think she's too far gone now.
No, I think here's the way I look at it. If they're showing Vi in her gloves in Act 2, she's not in purgatory long. If anything, that's going to be 2 episodes, you know? Like, I don't see Vi being down there that long.
Mm-hmm.
If it was 12 episodes, I could say, yeah, let's do a 3 episode of Pit Fighter Vi. But no, I don't see where that's going to happen. And with the clip that they released, Jinx follows Vi down to purgatory. So that's not going to be that long, because we saw in the preview, like you said, Ian, Jinx is flying around everywhere. She's tormenting everybody now.
Yeah.
And with these new alliances with Savika coming into the fold, it's going to get desperate. And something that I noticed, it was a little... And good on Fortiche for making it this way.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, what?
Oh, no, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I'm thinking, oh, shit, what'd I do?
No. Don't worry about it.
Alright. But...
Just appalled by the violence.
Yeah, but something I liked, it's the very end when we see the guy thinks he's going to be made commander. Mel goes over, Commander Kierman. Caitlyn hesitates. She hesitates in a huge way. Anyone else catch that for like a little second?
Yeah, she was kind of shocked. She's like, wait, what?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't sign up for that.
Wait, what?
Like, let's just talk about that for a good few minutes. Because that's going to be the biggest detail. She's like, I think, I can see Caitlyn leaning into it for a bit. Especially because if you think of it in her vantage point, she had a strike team down there. She couldn't do shit. You got a whole army? Yeah, I'm gonna get some shit done. You say jump, they'll say how high. That's what I can see Caitlyn leaning into. Then I guess I could see Vi, or if hell, maybe Warwick takes out some of her soldiers and she realizes that I'm not cut out for this. And she kind of surrenders the cape in a way. Where are you guys seeing Commander Caitlyn going now? Like, that's good on the list. Braden, let's start with you if you want to talk. If you're listening. Braden, no? Nothing?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was practicing for Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. I don't. I want to hear Ian and Dylan's opinions first before I form anything, because I don't really know how everything will be taken care of. So I want to hear their opinions first.
All right, Dylan. Ian, who wants to go first?
Dylan?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right. Ian, I guess that means you're going first.
All right. How I see it, she did hesitate, which is a good note, but I think she is going to get persuaded by everyone around her to kind of be into that commander role, kind of lead everyone to start the war. Because I think her thing with we've seen it the entire Act 1. She's getting very unstable. She's getting very angry. She hates Jinx.
I calls her out on it too.
Yeah, she's angry. So I think she did hesitate. Maybe not because she doesn't think she could do it. Maybe it's more from a position of I didn't think I would be forced into this so soon. But she does walk up and then she does the little hand thing, so she is prepared. So I think going forward, she's definitely going to kind of play into that role. I don't know how far she'll take it. I don't know if later on Vi kind of convinces her hey, don't do this anymore, and maybe Ambessa takes over or something. But I definitely think at least for Act 2, she's going to play she's going to play that commander role pretty heavily.
I disagree with you on one scenario. I think the reason why she did the whole hand gesture thing was just because, hey, Ambessa was give me your hand. You know? I just think that was okay.
It could be that, yeah.
It was Ambessa trying to show this girl has power now, you know? I'm not the one with the power, she has it.
Yeah.
I don't think Caitlyn playing the part. I think it was kind of you know how Caitlyn grew up with the two ideals. Hey, it's either my parents paid something off, or it's always by the rules.
Right.
I just think she's so used to being high society that it just, it's second nature to her. That's the way I saw it, at least looking at it back.
That makes sense, yeah.
What about you, Dylan?
Okay, it's okay. Here's the thing. So I think for a while, she might lean into it. Because, it's new power,
yeah, you have all this power.
But, I think if she does anything, she's going to take all the blame for Beth's actions. She'll be the scapegoat when it all ends out. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't think of that. And Beth has a scapegoat now. If something goes wrong,
she was it's going to be you. She picked her personally out, so she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean?
And Bessa picked her out person. That's a good point. I never thought of that. Dylan coming in with a good point here.
Dill.
We'll circle back to that end because that's actually let's circle back to Ambessa. I'll put a pin in that. Now, Dylan, before we move on to Braden, I have to ask, how far do you think Caitlyn's gonna go before into the act? You think it's just gonna be episode 1, or she's gonna cut it off?
Maybe episode end of 5, maybe.
Oh, maybe she overhears Ambessa say something, and
and then she gets away from it a little bit. But I think at the end she might get blamed for anything, so I don't think it doesn't really matter.
I do see a team up coming. I will say that from a mile away. I see, like, Braden, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. But I trust me, I didn't forget about you. I do see a Caitlyn, Jinx, and Vi team up coming. Because Vi said it best. Why are you acting like her? I'm not the one acting like her. I might be her blood. But you're acting like her. And that set her off. She is seeing things. Not the things that she wants to see. Like, we even saw that she saw in her mind that she was going to pull the trigger. She pulled the trigger 8 times. She missed 8 times. You know that's going to eat away at her. So I'm going to be curious and see how, at least, Vi's reaction with it. And Vi kind of had, at least we saw Vi broke down, but we'll circle back to that. Braden, what's your thought? Commander Caitlyn, where do you think this is going to go?
Honestly, Dylan basically just said what I wanted to say, so you know what? I have nothing else to add.
Yeah, that she's going to be a scapegoat.
Yeah, I think so.
And I also think the key's gonna come, the Kierman key. She's definitely gonna use that in Act 2 for sure. She'll probably like go into the thing, look at something else. Maybe she'll find like more information to use that to her advantage. I don't know what she's gonna find, but she'll probably use the key for something.
But there might be a way to clear her name at the end.
Hang on, I'm going to bounce off you, Dylan. Light bulb just occurred as you hit me, and as you're talking, it just occurred in my head. She is in bed with Noxus now. Straight up. Because she has the Noxus on me at her disposal. But
holy shit.
I'm going to let you get away with it. This is PG-14. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to put that in the description too, that these episodes are PG-14.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what, I'll mark it as explicit. Call it a day.
Yeah, it's after Halloween, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But-
Scary season, scary costumes.
What I see happening, in all honesty, is I think she makes one wrong move and she starts to doubt herself. So let's use that key again. See what her mother knows about Noxus. And that's when she kind of sees, oh, this is who I'm working for. This is who I'm commanding. And they want to use me. That ain't good. So that's where I can start to see her, like you said, doing. I see her like using the key to start finding stuff out, and how she's going to clear her name. I guess you could say Cassandra may have tossed something out in the past that was dismissed by the council because Mel was on the council. So she put it in the vault. Said, and I hope to God that they recorded her voice. Because if it was a direct line to Caitlyn saying that you cannot trust Noxus if you have this key, imagine how powerful that would be. At least from at least in Caitlyn's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Just for her, for her mother essentially say beyond the grave, what you're doing is wrong. That would be, in my opinion, such a cool scene. It would be, in my opinion, better than the sister fight. Just at an emotional standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dylan, when you brought up the Kierman key with Noxus, what do you think with Caitlyn as the commander? How do you see her using it?
Here's the thing, right? So, she has the key, right?
Yeah.
So she has all this information, at her fingertips, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in story, she knows. She
knows everything.
She's Big
Oh,
Brother.
that's interesting. Never thought of that.
Does she?
Wait, really? No way. That's crazy.
If people want to know how we get episodes going, this is essentially how. We make shit up on the fly, but when we make shit up on the fly, that's when it becomes the best stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is all scripted. This is all a lot.
Yeah, I got a script right now.
Yeah.
To be fair, we technically have notes.
Jacob, by the way, when did you want me to do that scene? You know, the one.
Yo, shut up. Move on.
Move on.
Move on.
bro.
Okay. Can someone explain to me what Mbessa's so afraid of? Like,
The
why?
Rose people.
Yeah, the Rose people. So why? She's targeting Mbessa.
Mm-hmm.
Why go after Mel, though? That makes no sense.
Probably demons or something. She
I
probably
don't
like
even know.
she probably worked with them like in the past or something. Now they like want revenge or something.
Well, I think... I said this as we were watching. She paid them off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It relates to her brother's death. Like, Mel's brother's death. That's relates to it. So something tells me she made a deal. Now they're coming to collect.
Yep.
And Mbessa ran the Piltover, thinking she could get away from it. So, naturally, what happens when you kill a person trying to go after it? My thought was, oh, they're just going to go after Mbessa. I'm a dumbass. Mbessa's probably going to be in this for at least 8 episodes.
Yep.
Because I can see episode 9. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going on in episode 9. That Act 3 right now is a blur to me. I can only picture what's going to be Act 1 and 2. Warwick, maybe. Maybe I can see it being the last of the Noxus Rebellion. It's going to be interesting.
I'll be like 7.
You think it's going to be 7 for Noxus?
Yeah, they probably end around there, and then they start the Warwick arc.
I can see... This is what my ideal... episode 8 and 9, I see being a 2-parter. Because if it's going to be like... For example, the Avengers Assemble type of situation. Where it's Jinx... I'm calling a spade a spade. What we saw in the sister fight... Savika's lost her touch. She couldn't keep up with Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Caitlyn did get her ass kicked a few times, she got her ass handed to her. So she slowed down a bit. I don't see Savika surviving this season. Anyone else think that, or am I going crazy?
Yeah,
she's
probably
Warwick's first victim.
Yeah, I agree. She's definitely crushed, bro.
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
when I saw her go flying, my thought process was, oh shit, she's trapped in that room. Like, I thought she was stuck in the room with Jinx.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, maybe that they had masks that they put on. That's what's probably going to happen. We're going to see that they all had masks. But, yeah, I saw her go flying, and I'm thinking, she just got impaled. And the fact that she had to say to Jinx said to Vi, it has to be you to do it. That sucks. And the fact is, I kind of agree. She made the monster, you gotta kill the monster. And maybe it's not the way, I'll get back to that. But, let's get back on this whole Savika thing.
Mm-hmm.
I see her being on the top of Warwick's kill list. Because she's not gonna last long. She won't. Anybody else think that? I understand we all just kind of agreed.
Yeah,
Maybe Caitlyn kills her.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
That's a good point, Dylan. Let's get to Dylan's point. What if Caitlyn takes her out? Because Savika kicked her ass. She did. And
True.
she's not in the exact best mindset right now. Dylan, you might be on something. Maybe Caitlyn takes the shot. Or maybe she wounds her and guess who's in the alley where she's stumbling?
Bad wolf.
The big bad wolf himself. So I can see, Commander Caitlyn I can see being a fun angle. There's a lot of stuff that they're going to do with her. I thought she was going to be Sheriff. I did not expect full-on Commander. That's going to be interesting. Because that's what... Is that Mbessa's rank?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, she's a general or commander. It's one of the two. But the fact that they're saying, here's my army. Have fun. Mbessa has a plan. We saw the flashbacks. She has a plan to take Piltover by force. And we saw the little hints at it. But I think she found out that, oh, guess who died? And I think she wanted to use Nell first. But when Nell survived, she saw Caitlyn's grief. Light bulb. I get to latch onto her now.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that guy was so shocked. I bet you maybe Caitlyn had to submit the report that Vi turned on her or something. Which you can almost guarantee Caitlyn's going to start putting stuff in the Kierman key. And maybe, just maybe. And this is something I would hope to see too, is Cassandra maybe actually did work with someone down there. Like, maybe we hear Vander's name again, you know? Like, something like maybe a young Cassandra Kierman during her first term. Let's put term in parentheses. As a counselor did. She went down to talk to Vander and say, how can we do this? What can I do to make your living situation better? And then she realized the stuff that she wanted to do, well, the counselor ain't too happy about. So she just kind of became the stone cold bitch that we all know that was a badass rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think, if she were to hear, if Cadence were to hear her mother say, there are good people down there, it would be the echo of what Caitlyn says to her mother. There are good people in the Undercity. And that makes me wonder, is that why she left the key?
Well, what if she goes like, I know there's good people, but they also have to die anyway?
Like, explain on this one a bit, because I'm going to put you on the spot here. At least explain to me your thought process here.
Well, no, I'm just wondering. I think it'd be an interesting plot progression, you know? Like, she's so far gone, and she wants to, like, take her revenge out so much that she needs to, like, get everybody out.
Now, okay. I'm trying to follow you here. I still can't. So, like, you saying no matter what, like, Cassandra's... you saying, like, Cassandra abandoned the project herself?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but I don't know.
You just stupid. Move on.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on from that subject, because I am getting confused myself. And that's especially hard to do, considering I run this thing. But I see 100% Caitlyn, she's still going to become a sheriff. Because Arcane's lore now. They announced that Arcane is lore. And also, let's celebrate the fact that they finally got the kiss. I was going to say at the beginning, but we finally got the Caitlyn and
that was a full-blown makeout.
Yeah, they went they really went for it, too.
Hey. Okay, it's PG-13, man.
It's PG-14.
It's frozen Netflix. They can do it.
It's PG-14. It wasn't
PG-14.
Yeah. So let's just celebrate the fact that they got the kiss out of the way before shit went downhill. Which that worries me at the same time. Because if that was pre-Psycho Caitlyn, what happens when Caitlyn's...
Maybe they kiss again and it brings her back to normal.
Yeah.
Like those kiss, I'm so down.
Ooh.
Actually, Dylan, I kind of wouldn't mind that little bit of a reminder. Here's what you're fighting for type of moment. Or like, the reason why, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think when that kid jumped in front of Powder, and I'm
Who
saying
is that kid, by the way?
I don't know.
Do we know?
I think that's...
Does the bro have a name?
I don't think they gave her a name. I'm going to look into it, though.
Do you even know it's a bro?
It's a girl, first of all.
It's a girl.
Do we know?
It's a girl.
That's a woman,
Is that a
bro.
girl?
They said
That's
that
what other girl-
Vi says she's a kid, so it's a girl.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a girl.
So here's the way I'm looking at this is, do you think the reason why Vi stopped and did not do the killing blow and didn't let Caitlyn shoot was because the second that kid jumped on Vi I mean, jumped on Powder. Powder wrapped her arms around her. It was almost that maternal instinct that Vi had with Powder. And it kind of gave her that little flashback.
Yeah, I think it reminds her of her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like Powder kind of... It's that we saw the polar opposites almost, you know? It's like here, you have to worry about who's hugging who now. For the longest time, Vi was always worrying about Powder. Now Powder's worrying about this unnamed kid. And I'm kind of happy that, speaking of an unnamed kid, the soldier that we all thought was Marcus's daughter is not Marcus's daughter. They kind of established that early on.
Yep.
That was like within the first 10 minutes. Which I kind of thought that was... I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I thought that was funny. They go, oh, hey, no, my name was Maddie. It's like, okay.
Who?
Yeah, exactly who.
Exactly.
I think they just probably to have one line in there so you knew it wasn't her daughter. His daughter, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I definitely saw the parallels between Vi and the young Powder. And that makes me wonder, is Jinx, and this is something that I'm just spitballing, is Jinx holding on to Powder in a way? You know, because we see that she gets blue hair. What happens if Vi sees that?
No.
She's going to see a potentially young Powder again. Because we saw the parallels.
The whole city gets blue hair.
Yeah, the whole city does get blue hair. That's why I'm saying we
Yeah.
see her get blue hair. And like you saw the way that she fell. Fell similar to the way she fell in season 1 with Powder. You have these similarities that this kid is supposed to be Powder. And when she lands on Jinx, it was kind of that, I don't know, what's a good word of, my sister's keeper? Is that a good way of saying it?
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. That's even a better one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different ways. Yeah, it's like, I can definitely see this kid being another plot point where it's not like a person that, it's out. This kid doesn't need to say anything. The fact that she's there and it made Vi hesitate was enough alone for me to say, no, she doesn't think Powder's gone. The fact that Jinx, or Powder, whoever you want to think that she was at the time, wrapped her arms around that kid so that kid wouldn't get hurt, goes to show that there's humanity left inside of her. She doesn't think Jinx is gone. She's believing what she's told. And I think it's going to come down, I think that's what Act 2 is going to be. It's going to be all about perception. What Mbessa wants Caitlyn to see. Vi saw what she wanted to see, what Caitlyn wanted to see. And that was Jinx being gone. I think Mbessa is now going to show Caitlyn, hey, here's who you got to be focusing on. You don't want to focus on the good parts of the world. I want you to focus on people who took things from you. And Vi is completely, that's going to set her off the rails. And let's say I could see it end up episode 6 is when they finally... How do they reunite? Let's spitball ideas out here. You think it's in the Undercity after the Warwick fight?
Who
I
reunites?
think so.
Vi and Caitlyn.
I think they would, yeah. I think it'd be after the Warwick fight.
Because
Probably.
I think a giant wolf would be enough to send a whole lot of enforcers down, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Especially with the Hex Tech powered rifle, I'm assuming. But then again,
If it still works.
yeah, I was about to get onto that, Dylan.
Mm,
I could see Caitlyn saying, something's up with this rifle. I don't want this rifle anymore. So, hell, maybe even Jace may go to Caitlyn and say, hey, bad idea. We are going to stay away from that type of shit from now on. And, like Dylan, like you said, if it still works, maybe it's busted now. We never
They
see
broke
her
the
use it
multiverse,
again.
too.
Yeah, maybe the lever's busted. It could be just beyond all repair. Wait, no, the gemstone fell out, right?
No, they broke. They broke like the, I don't know, like the rune thing.
Oh, okay,
Well,
yeah.
busted now.
I was just like, I know something got broken, and because I remember I saw somebody's thing fall after a rune broke. So I guess yeah, whatever's powering it is now broken, and Caitlin's probably going to go back to her old rifle. And Marcus was pissed at Vi. Not Marcus, Tobias. Tobias was pissed off at Vi. Vi. Yeah, I believe, fun fact, if you put Vi in Chat GPT, they pronounce it as V.
V.
Yeah. I don't know why. But, yeah, that's just a little fun fact. I don't know why I said that, but to keep it going, I can see her going back to her old rifle. How maybe she finds a way to get the rifle she sold to Vi. You know? Because if they're scouring the Undercity, eventually she's going to be coming across that merchant. You know? She's traded the gun for Shimmer to save Vi's life. Who's to say she can't get that gun back? I think it's a possibility. And maybe that's what I could see her looking at that gun and say, what was I shooting for again? It's exactly what Sheriff Alder said. What are you shooting for, Caitlin? You gotta wonder what Caitlin's shooting for this time around. Is it justice like they say she is?
I think so. I think that's part of it.
Like, I do think Caitlin's mother is gonna get justice. But I don't think it's gonna be in the way that people think it is. It's not gonna be death. I think the sister story ends in one tragic way. And it's that no matter what, even if Powder does come back, they can never be together. Not again. At least not in the way they want to be, you know? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I think the fact that you killed, like, for example, Powder called her out, Jinx called her out on it. I'm gonna, just so you guys know, whenever I say Powder, that's when I believe she was Powder, okay? So, that's just how I'm gonna start saying it. Jinx calls her out on it. I know you have the hots for her. Her exact words. So she knows. No hiding that shit from her. So that makes me wonder, how much longer is she just going to sit around and say, hey, I know you did this. And it makes you wonder, is Jinx going to even go to Caitlyn? It's like, hey, I'm here now. Are you going to pull the trigger?
Right.
And maybe, just maybe, she looks back and says, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't. Or that maybe, like Brayden, you said how they want to reunite at the end of the Warwick fight.
Yeah.
Maybe all three of them have to, like, I can see Jinx maybe running away. That's how, like, maybe Vi tosses, like, Powder, and now let's go Powder out of the way. And she takes over, because she has the gauntlets now. And I don't think she has them in Purgatory. So somewhere in the timeline here, she reunites with Caitlyn. The Warwick fight happens. That's somewhere in the timeline. Because that's the only way she can get those gauntlets back. Because you can bet your ass she ain't leaving with those things. They're broken. Or maybe they're Vander's gauntlets. Anybody else think of that? We don't know what happened to them.
Right.
Maybe Vi designs her own, something like that. It could be a lot of different things. But the way I see the whole reunion thing coming out is, and how Vi forgives Caitlyn, and vice versa. Naturally, you have a werewolf running in the Undercity. You probably don't want that, so you're going to send enforcers with you, Noxian soldiers, and you're going to send Caitlyn. We got everybody going that way. Now let's just assume Vi is on her way out of Purgatory. Now, what happens if Powder's being chased by Warwick? She's going to end up crossing paths with Vi.
Yeah.
I could see maybe Vi hearing her yell, like just out of instinct, help, like help me, someone, this thing is chasing me, I don't know what it is type of scenario. Because that's just like the fight or flight human instinct type of instinct. Like, you can be as powerful as you want, you ain't beating that thing. So, I can see Vi running over, okay, here's Jinx and Vi reuniting. And then all of a sudden, here comes Noxus and Piltover and Caitlyn. And the soldiers aren't going to last a minute. Not by a long shot.
Nope.
And that's where I see the whole... I can see Vi winning the fight. And I 1000% see Jinx staying. Almost kind of as a test. You know? Like, if you're going to pull the trigger, or better yet, did you really miss those shots? Or were they warning shots?
Mm-hmm.
Were you trying to miss? Like, that might be what Jinx plays at. And what do you guys think? Do you think that's going to be a little challenge on how Vi gets her back? Like,
I definitely think so. Yeah.
Like, Powder goes up to her and says, "Were you really aiming at me?"
Yeah.
I don't think... Yeah. I think that's a viable explanation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what kind of snaps Caitlyn out of the whole Commander Caitlyn role.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a Noxus soldier sees this happening, reports back to Ambessa, and here we go. Team up time. Or something of. Like, the enemy of my enemy type of scenario, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to be fun about Act 2. None of us really... The fact that we're pitching out ideas like this... I mean, we're 52 minutes in and we still don't even have a decent idea on what the hell is going to happen. Good job on Arcane's part. Riot Games, Riot Studios. Also, good job on Ella Purnell.
True.
The amount of stuff, like the crying that she had to pull off, that could not have been easy, you know?
Mm-mm.
The scenes that she did was brilliant. The subtle, like, sarcasm with, "Hey, if you ever need a family to be killed, here's my card." And she points to the wanted sign. Yeah, it's like that subtle scenario of, like, I have all these things. If you want me to do it, I can mess it up for you. And that's what I think that girl gets drawn to. I think she doesn't idolize Jinx. She's more intrigued by Jinx. You know? But I do see 100%, and this is my final conclusion on the matter and how they reunite. I see Jinx 1000% looking down the barrel of her gun, hell, maybe even pressing her head against it, saying, "You're not going to miss now if you pull that trigger. Did you miss back then? Let's find out." And I think Caitlyn knows the gun. That's the way I can see it playing out. What about you guys? Do you think that's any different scenarios you think of?
I think that's a pretty advisable scenario, yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. Again, like you said, it's so hard to tell. Like, I have no idea where anything's going to go at this point.
I said to you, Ian, when we're in between episodes, I jumped out of my seat when I heard Get Jinx played. I did not expect Saviga's arm to have all these different powers.
That was cool. That was really cool.
And it sucks that it's going to last like 5 episodes. Savika is. She's not going to last long here.
Yeah, she's cooked.
And I kind of like the different ideology of he's gone now, and somehow we're still stuck with his problems when it comes to Soko. She's right. So Soko's gone, and Savika's still stuck with those fucking chem barons. Like, he's dead. She should be free from all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not. Well, let's give you a couple more episodes and we might get you that answer. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to the whole, like, Ian, you said it best, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And I think, like, us doing this weekly, after every episode, after every act, is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially because it's fresh in our mind. And also, this is going to be posted the second I get the chance. This is going up it's 10:19. I'm going to try to get up by 11.
Yep.
And we are now pulling on an hour. We could keep talking or we can put up the finishing thoughts. Your guys' call.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What do you think was going on with Jace, Heimer, and Echo when they went to like the underground thing, and then Jace like touched whatever that ball thing was, and like everything started glitching out? What do you think that was about?
I have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is the Arcane itself.
The multiverse.
I don't even know.
I'm
what
getting
that
to
was.
that, actually. Hang on. Dylan, believe it or not, I'm getting to that.
Spider-Man's
Let him-
pulling up.
Let him cook.
Oh,
Hear me
oh
out.
my god.
So,
MCU crossover time.
Arcane and MCU. Oh my god, that'd be funny.
I'm down.
Someone make that into a video for me, please.
I'm down.
Instead of Avengers Assemble, it's just Arcane Assemble. Hell, we might actually
League
get
of
that.
Legends Assemble.
Yeah. Let's just do that.
What are we, some kind of league of legends?
That'd be great. They should throw that pun in there once. I'm surprised they haven't.
Good. That's crazy.
But what I think. Well, first off, I had to look away from the screen. That's how fast the lights were going. Like I had to put my hand over my mask. I'm thinking I can't watch this shit. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, like I looked away from the screen because like I had to watch in the corner of my eye because that's how bright it was for me. But what I think that was is the Arcane is waking up. It's not happy. Like when I say the Arcane, I think they discovered something that they shouldn't have, and it's now pissed off. It's pissed off that it's being used, and now it's corrupting the world. Heimerdinger saw it. He's trying to tell everybody, hey guys, look at the damn floor. And Jace pokes the damn thing. Why? What is with people and poking with weird things in TV shows? Do you guys ever notice that
I
as a
don't
trope?
know. That's a good question.
Yeah. It's
People
like, hey,
like to poke
this
at
is
weird
something
things
that
all
we
the
should
time.
probably be worrying about. I'm going to go ahead and poke it, though.
Yeah.
Let's just not worry about the stuff on the floor first.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's
I
the way I
don't know.
played Dungeons and Dragons one time. I said I'm just gonna poke it, and a bunch of acid came out.
Yup.
The entire table was so pissed off at me.
Yup.
See,
Yeah, yeah.
something keep track of the stuff on the floor.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
But yeah, I think Heimerdinger was trying to say something before it went off, right?
Yeah.
Like he said, "Hey, here's that." Then, boom. Yeah, like he got cut off.
Oh, yeah. He saw the thing on the ground. He was like gonna
Yeah,
touch it or whatever.
That's the one.
yeah.
That's what I was referring to before we all kind of started breaking out laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he said, "Hey, I'm gonna like." Just, I think he even kind of wanted to look at it a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but then Jace, being the dumb I'm gonna kill that man. He has made some stupid choices in season 1 and 2. Season 1, I don't blame him. He was a rookie starting out in the counseling district. That's fine, but dude, we've been here for 7 going on 8 years probably with this hex shit.
Mm-hmm.
You think you'd learn by now not to touch stupid shit? Your best friend abandoned you because guess what you did?
Shit.
You touched stupid shit.
Yep.
Yeah, you should stop touching that shit, man.
Yeah, just stop touching random stuff.
So dumb.
And let's actually get into that. Did we see Glorious Evolution, Victor? Is that what that was?
Probably, because he like healed that one person.
He brought him back to what he looked like in season.
Messiah.
Aura.
Yeah, maybe he's just a Messiah.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think Victor's gonna be a. I don't think he's gonna be a main character at all. I think he's just gonna be there. You know.
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Like no, and Dylan, I want you to hear him yell at this. He said, "What?" Not in the criminal sense. I think he's gonna. I think the effects of what he's doing off screen is gonna be there. Like, because we see in the trailer a bunch of people get lifted up into the sky, and it's the similar effect that guy had. He got cured. So something is gonna happen. Victor is gonna screw up. Don't know how, but there's a lot of big screw ups. But yeah, I do kind of like the fact that Jace, he kind of had the middle finger get thrown at him. Victor told him to destroy it, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Victor's way of saying, "What were you doing?" You know?
Yeah.
And Echo was making some good points too. These are the same lines that go into our water supply. Why do you have it down here? Because if this blows up, it's not your problem. It's ours. Like, he really roasted the living hell out of him. And
Yep.
Jace can't say shit back. Hell, that's probably their thought process when they were making the gate. If it's not our problem, we don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what, he asked, wait, so the mesh is down here? Yes and no. Yeah, that would piss me off too if I found out I'm a ticking time bomb. And it turns out Mbessa does find the tree. We saw that in the preview. Didn't we? Was Mbessa in front of the tree?
I think so. I don't remember.
And this is an interesting fact. Do the Firelights consider Echo being dead? Because did you see he's on the tree now?
Maybe.
So Act 2 is going to be an interesting way of who's on whose side now.
Yeah.
I think Noxus is the long game villain. I think short game it's going to be Warwick.
Yeah.
There's definitely two villains at play. And Mbessa, we just have a subplot there with her. And if you really want to squint your eyes, Act 1's villain was Caitlyn. But that's if you really are reaching.
Yeah, like kind of.
I can see her, I'm very curious to see her do a time jump. Like, how far did she fall into it in the week that we've had, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because she says to her dad, I want to tear that laugh out of her throat. She's already bitter before she has the power.
Yep.
Then she marches straight up into a council meeting and says, here's what's going to happen. You're not going to stop me from doing this. And they didn't. So, she has a lot of pull just with the name alone. And that's why I think Mbessa chose her. It's like, oh, I see this name. I kind of like it. And that makes you wonder if Amara, was that the name of Amara?
Yep.
But she says, you know better than anybody that a family name is bigger, and she cuts her off. I wonder if Mbessa got the idea from Amara. the family name.
Yeah.
The family name, Kierman, goes, oh, that's a big hit. And maybe and 100% that poor counselor is being used. I see him being discarded like by next episode, if not two.
Yeah, he's cooked.
But yeah, I think this is gonna be fun. I think Act 2 is good 100%. I did not see, but the fact that Caitlyn definitely gave the death stare to the Undercity. She is on. Vi was right. She's acting like Jinx. At least if there was a topside version of Jinx, that's what we would be seeing. So I think Act 2 is going to be extremely fun, and I cannot wait to be back here to talk about it again next week and the week after for Act 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think we're also on an hour and 6. So, again, we can keep talking and find more to break down, or we can stop it here.
I think we stop it here. We can always do another episode if we have more thoughts.
Yeah, but right now I think it's also getting late, so, and my mouth is dry. So,
True.
Let's go down the line, and final thoughts on Act 1. Let's, give me your grading from out of 10.
Out of 10.
What'd you say, Dom?
Out of 10. Do it out of 10.
Yeah.
I
would give it, honestly, an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It set it up really well. And I think, last thought I wanted to say, whenever Jace touched that ball thing, I think that's probably, because in the game, in League of Legends, Echo, he has time travel powers. He goes back in time. So that's probably where Echo gets that from.
Oh, there you
probably,
go.
Messes him up. Yeah, he probably gets something from that. But yeah, overall, very good. Good setup. Like you said, I kind of don't know where it's gonna go now because I feel like all the stuff I thought they were gonna do already happened. So I'm not too sure what else is gonna go on. But yeah, I thought it was really good.
All right, Dylan, you're up.
7 out of 10.
7? That's harsh. Really? Why 7?
Why so low?
He's more Victor.
Okay.
Okay, no, hang on. I respect the whole Victor comment. I think the fact that they were building up Victor to be a big...
More Victor.
Yeah, they were kind of... In Season 1, they felt like Victor was a big presence, and now he's kind of gone.
He's probably Act 3. He's probably an Act 3 type
scenes,
of guy.
Bro.
Nah, he's probably Act 3. He's gonna have a
sell
lot.
my boy the bread like that.
I think he's not going to show up again.
I have to send him an email about this.
All right. Is that any other comments before we move on to Braden?
Nah, I'm excited for Warwick.
True.
Yeah, I think Braden,
He's gonna be
That's
dope.
about it, though.
what are you out of 10?
I think I give it an 8 or a 9, something like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's a solid 8.5, 9.
Yeah.
That's fair. And any comments on it? If you had Act 1 as a whole.
I still definitely think Warwick is going to be the villain. I'm not convinced otherwise, but yeah, that's pretty much everything I got to say.
Okay,
enough.
and I am going to be the outlier here. I think Act 1, in my opinion, was a 10. Across the board. No, and hear me
Who
out.
would I guess that?
Well, no. It's not because I love
Who would I
Arcane.
guess?
It's not just because of that.
Would have guessed.
I think the way that they paid off Vi's story, Jinx's story, the parallels with the kid with Vi and how she saw the kid with Powder and Jinx, all the stuff that Vi saw.
Mm-hmm.
If you looked at it from that standpoint, and Powder's hugging the kid mid-fight to protect her. It's those small details that I like. That's why I'm giving it a 10. If they didn't throw in those small details, I agree with you all. 8 or 9. But the subtle details that they have that with where the kid is falling, how she kind of fell the same way that Powder fell. And right after that, not only did the kid, not when Powder fell, she became Jinx. The kid fell, she landed on Jinx. There's that parallel going.
Mm-hmm.
It's those subtle details like that I love. And we meet the kid after her being chased by some people. Same exact thing in Act 1. Like, it is legitimately scene for scene almost. And that's what's so cool about... That's why I gave it a 10. It honestly, maybe a 9.5. I don't like the way... Yeah, let's do that. I'll give it a 9.5.
Okay.
Just because I don't like the way that they're handling Hex Tech. I think the whole eruption and the system fight was done perfectly. I don't think the eruption should have impacted this sister fight. That was the one part I did not like. I think if they were if my logic was if the sister fight would have been so much better, Vi sees her gauntlets being used, she just ditches them completely and they go hand to hand. That's what I would have loved to see. But they had to get the whole here's everything's being impacted type of scenario. Yeah, so I'll you know what? Just because I'll join you guys, I'll put my score down to a 9.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got that. I wasn't a fan of how they did that, and I think they could have been better. Like overall, though, I'm curious to see how community as a whole rates it, because I think IGN has already an Act 2 review out. It's like how? It's like how
Really?
They get reviews early. They get the episodes so they could review it.
Yeah, I guess that's.
But
true.
IGN gave it a 9.
Did they give it a 9?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's not. So we're kind of all in agreement. This is like a solid 9 or 9.5.
They probably got paid to say that though, so we don't know.
No, that's Call of Duty.
It's COD.
That's COD, but we can talk about that for a different episode. But right now we're an hour and 12 in, and we gotta kind of sign off because my throat hurts.
Bit.
So that is all for this episode, guys. Hopefully we do an episode on something different. We'll probably do it this week. If not, we'll see you next Saturday, or this upcoming Saturday, however you want to say it, for Act 2 of Arcane and my thoughts. We will see you all in the next episode. My name is Jacob. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye forever.
Oh, Brandon's up forever. You're no longer allowed back on.
Yo.
Nah, I'm kidding. You're allowed to come back. All right. See you guys.